Okay, let's be real for a second. Have you ever gotten a grade back, say a B plus, and just stared at it thinking, what does this actually mean? Did you ace the final but kind of bomb the midterm? Are you a total genius at one thing but not so much with another? That single letter hides an entire story, and today we're going to unpack it.
I mean, that's the real question, isn't it? Our whole educational system, and I mean everything from getting into college to landing your first job, it all hinges on these simple, one-dimensional scores. And yet, they often tell us surprisingly little about what a person has truly learned.
So, to really get to the bottom of this, we need to pull apart two really important ideas. First, you've got mastery. That's passing the test, proving you know the formulas. It's the what. But then there's assimilation. And this is way deeper. This is about making that knowledge yours, connecting it to the real world, to what you already know. It's the why and the how. And that, right there, that brings us straight to the heart of the problem with grades. All right, think about a computer science class. Someone gets a B. Okay, what does that tell you? That grade could be averaging out the fact that they are an amazing programmer, but they really, really struggled with, say, data structures. That B doesn't tell you either of those things. It just mashes it all together and loses all that crucial detail. So, right, if a single grade is like a blurry, out-of-focus photo, how do we get that high-res, crystal-clear image of what someone's learned? Well, the answer starts with creating a unique profile. Think of it like a fingerprint for every single student. This idea isn't new. It actually comes from the work of Todd Rose, who talks about something called a jagged profile. And what he means is there's just no such thing as an average student. It doesn't exist. Every single one of us has this unique, jagged mix of strengths and weaknesses across all the different ways we learn. And this is where some cool AI comes into play. Researchers have developed this data structure they call a polyline. Now, the best way to think about it is exactly what we said before. It's a unique learning fingerprint. It's this super detailed, multidimensional snapshot that captures how a student has personally assimilated every single topic in a course. It creates a profile that's as unique as you are. So, how do you even make one of these fingerprints? It's actually a pretty elegant three-step process. First, the student has to express what they know. And no, we're not talking about multiple choice tests. We're talking about writing summaries, essays, showing you get it in your own words. Second, an AI goes to work. It analyzes that text and figures out how it connects to all the core ideas of the course. And finally, boom! Based on that analysis, it creates that student's one-of-a-kind polyline. Okay, so now we have this incredibly detailed, multidimensional data point for every student, which is awesome, but it also creates a brand new challenge. How in the world do you actually look at it? I mean, seriously, we could be talking about a profile with, 25 different dimensions? One for every single topic in a course. You can't just toss that onto a simple XY graph and call it a day. So, how do you see it? The solution is just brilliantly simple. You put it on a map. And this, my friends, is the learning map. Seriously, just think of it like Google Maps for your brain. It's like an atlas that doesn't just show what you know, but it visualizes your unique path, your journey through the material. It's the story of your assimilation. But wait, this isn't just any map. Standard AI mapping techniques, they're pretty good at showing which students are kind of similar to each other. But the learning map was built for something way cooler. It's designed to preserve the idea of progression. So if one student has absorbed everything another student has, plus more, the map actually shows that student is further along the path. That is a total game changer for tracking real learning. All right, so this all sounds great in theory, but what happens when you actually use this in the real world? What can we see that we just couldn't see before? Well, the research found a pretty strong positive correlation, 0.68 to be exact, between a student's final grade and where they landed on the map. And that makes sense, right? Students who do well in the class tend to be further along on this knowledge journey. But a correlation of 0.68 also means they are not the same thing, not even close. There's a ton of information the map has that the grade just throws away. And this is the whole point, really. The learning map doesn't get rid of the grade. It reveals the rich, complex, fascinating story of learning that the grade just completely flattens and hides from all of us. Take this, for example. You look at all the students who got an A- in a network science course.
A traditional transcript just lumps them all together, A- students. But the learning map? Oh, it shows they are wildly different. Some were obsessed with network analysis. Others were all about search tech. And you had another group that was totally fascinated by machine learning. All of them completely different passions and strengths, all hidden behind the exact same grade.
And this is how the map becomes this powerful new toolkit for everyone. For students, you can finally see your own unique strengths. You can even find the right TA to ask for help. For teachers, you can spot these clusters of interest and give tailored feedback that actually helps. And for recruiters, oh man, this is huge. They can finally look past a simple GPA and match a person's real skills to the perfect job. I mean, look at this example straight from the study. A recruiter needs a social network scientist. They look at a pool of 50 A students. Using just the GPA, they find maybe 10 people who look like a good match. But when they use the learning map, which looks at actual assimilated skills, they find 20 suitable candidates from the exact same pool. It literally uncovered double the talent that the GPA was hiding.
So when you kind of step back and look at the big picture here, the implications are just profound. We're talking about a move away from this old one-size-fits-all model of education to something that's way more personal, way more accurate, and frankly, way more human.
And this really gets to the heart of it all. Learning isn't some standardized industrial process. Like the researchers say here, assimilation is a deeply personal activity. It's shaped by everything that makes you you, your past experiences, your passions, your unique way of seeing the world.
And that just leaves us with one last big question. We now have the technology to actually see and even celebrate the beautiful complexity of each person's individual learning journey. So, if we know that every student is creating their own unique map of knowledge, why on earth would we keep measuring them all with the same simple, one-size-fits-all ruler?